What's going on, guys? TKD with the video, and today I want to talk about some things that are coming out in the news, some reports I've been hearing from a lot of people that I trust in gaming, and right now we have an article as well about it from techradar.com, and it is outlining the issues with the PS4 Pro. So as you all probably know, the PlayStation 4 Pro released, I think, last week, and it is supposed to be a more beefier, better horse-powered PlayStation 4, mainly for the hardcore gamer, not for the, average consumer, but, just a person that is into gaming, will definitely be interested in the PS4 Pro. And we have talked about this time and time again on the channel and all that, but right now we are getting some reports here that there are a variety of issues happening with the console itself. Now, according to reports, they're saying that games are actually running worse even with the upgraded and new hardware on the PS4 Pro, and this, it comes from, I guess, probably some of issues, but the games that are mainly being affected right now are Skyrim, The Last of Us, and Mantis Burning Racing, and a bunch of other games that are also being affected by this. And they're saying that the actual games are not having these issues exclusively to 4K or exclusively to 1080p. It's happening across both of them, and they're having some major issues with that as well. Now this is kind of crazy, man, because this PS4 Pro is supposed to be packing heat, and it's supposed to, literally you're gaming at 4K, but apparently, we're having some major issues here, and they are seeing some frame rate issues as well, a lot with the rise of the Tomb Raider and other games like that. But the issues don't even stop there. They are also having some issues with some 4K HDR TVs as well, and these span across Samsung, LG, Sony, Philips, Vizio, and they really, can't seem to put, an actual TV model to blame here. It seems like it's something with the console, and just the console having some issues with the 4K HDR on the multitude of TVs that are causing it to have some issues. And this isn't even like an easy thing to solve, because they're having issues, that are not being repeatable. Like, they are inconsistent, and they exist with a combination of a bunch of other hardware and stuff like that. So it is, definitely something that's kind of weird that's going on with the PS4 Pro. But they do say that these types of things are not happening as widespread, but they are happening. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for a PlayStation 4 Pro, because you might have these issues going into your purchasing decision. Now, kind of just to talk about what I've heard so far, it is that I was watching the WWG Podcast, if you guys know. BG, Hard 8 Times, all those guys on the YouTube, big reps up to that podcast though. Check it out, Weapon Wheel on iTunes, YouTube, etc., all that good stuff. But on their cast this weekend, a bunch of the people on that cast got the Pro, and they've been saying that they are not as impressed as they should be, or they thought that they would be. They are saying that just the PS4 Pro runs exactly like the PS4, and just the way that the game is optimized is not as good, and they're saying that it just feels like a base PlayStation 4. And they do say, just to be fair, just to be frank here, just to be fair, that they do say that there are some certain games that look really good on the Pro, and there's a clear difference you can tell from the base model to the Pro, like Rise of the Tomb Raider. They say that game looks really good on the Pro, but there are not a lot of games that look as better as they did back in the PS4. And the big one that they made a lot of attention on was The Last of Us, and they said that the Last of Us, it was just an updated resolution, and they didn't do anything to the actual game performance wise and stuff like that, which is kind of a shame to hear, because I've been hearing that a lot of people actually bought the Pro, right? There's a lot of people that were invested in the Pro, they invested their money and all that, and they are getting these kind of mediocre experiences that they could have had on the PS4 base, and paid a lot less money, but now on the Pro they're not getting the benefits that they thought they would, or that they were promised that they would. And just from my perspective, honestly, I feel like the only people that should be put to blame, I mean, really, honestly, there really isn't anybody to blame here, because if you think about it, look, they announced the PS4 Pro in September, right? So these game devs got their patches ready for Pro, and I assume they didn't have a lot of time, I assume that they didn't have a lot of time to really optimize a game and really make it run better and make it feel better. And other than just making it look better, I feel like that's something they could have done in the time that they were allowed to do it. And really, one more thing you can blame is actually PlayStation, because they said in their actual patches law, I guess you will, or rules for patches for games that are coming onto Pro, is that the game has to run at the same level, and if not better, optimization wise, as it does on the PS4, right? And so that just kind of goes another kind of just holds them down in a chokehold in a way where they can't do a lot with the game to make it that much better on the Pro, because they're selling it on the base PS4 as well. And one more thought I just had, it's that, you know, it's probably, listen, this is brand new hardware. This is like a brand new console release, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe, you know, if we look back on the PlayStation 3, right? PlayStation 3, we got Uncharted 1 on that. Look how crappy that looks. And then we got Uncharted 3. Or we got Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? Like, these devs, it needs, you know, time. Like, it takes some time to know the hardware, to better optimize it, you know, for the games that they're creating, and to make, you know, a better overall game. It just takes time for them to know the hardware better. So maybe it's going to be the same case here, where we are going to get, you know, those really good games from Pro eventually, but just right now it is in the early stages, and you know, we'll, you know, probably get better looking games and better running games down the road. And even if you think about it, all the games that are having issues right now are games that were pre-released from Pro, right? So I'm sure that games are getting made right now, they will be optimized for Pro in a better fashion, and we'll be able to utilize the system better because they have more time with the system. And honestly, I'm still kind of on the fence about getting the Pro. Like, I'm still kind of, you know, wishy-washy, but I've been hearing some good trade-in deals from GameStop, so I may or may not do it here on Black Friday, but you know, who knows. But you know, that's just my 2 cents on it. So let me know what you guys think about it down below, about this, you know, Pro issues we're having here. Like, is the PS4 really Pro? Like, it doesn't seem that Pro right now, but I'm sure it'll be Pro down the road. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.